Let's see now how we can copy files and directories. Let me open the graphical interface so you can visualize what's happening in real time. And I'm gonna fix that a little bit so it could fit in my screen recording. And now what I want to do is I want to copy the test file that I created previously in the temp directory to the documents directory. Again, here I'm typing tab for completion. In this particular case, I'm typing tab because I have two test files, one test file and one test file 2. So the system doesn't know exactly which one I'm referring to. If I type tab once, I type tab twice, and the system tells me there are two files. I'm just gonna go with the first one. And the structure for the copy command is cp, the file I want to copy, and then the destination I want to copy to. So in this example, I'm copying the test file from directory temp, and the destination I want it to be the documents directory. You know what? Let me on purpose change that and type it wrongly so you can see how the Linux case sensitivity works. I'm changing the documents from capital D to small d. Notice what happens now. Look at the right side. If I type ls, notice that I have now a new file called documents. And if I look on the right side, I can verify that a new file called documents has been created. So what happened? I mistyped the documents folder name, which starts with a capital D. And instead of using a capital D, I used a small d. So the copy command understood this. Understood that I want to copy the file that's named test file, and the destination that I want it to be copied to is the file called documents. In other words, it's like I'm copying the test file and renaming it to documents. So both now test file and documents file are exactly the same. It's like in Windows when you copy a file from one directory to another and rename it. This is exactly what happened here. I'm gonna clear my screen and let's now do it the correct way. I'm gonna say copy temp test file, and now I'm going to type it correctly using a capital D, which tells my copy command to copy the test file into the documents directory. Now if I go to the documents directory, I'll see that the test file has been copied there. Good stuff. Let's say I want to copy it under a different name. I can do exactly just that. Copy temp test file into documents / different name, or whatever name you want to give it. Let me have another look at the content of temp. So I have directory 1. If you remember, in directory 1, there was another directory nested into it called directory 2. Let's say I want to copy the entire contents of directory 1 and directory 2 to documents. The way I can do that is using the -r option, which means copy recursively. So cp-r/temp dir1 into documents, and here we go. Look at the right hand side. We have a folder dir1, and inside it there's folder dir2. Let's say I want to copy it under a different name. I can do that easily by giving it whatever name I want. And again, if I go to dir different name, I'll find that inside it there's dir2. Now here's the thing about copy. It copies without asking us if we want to overwrite a file if the file already exists. So in Microsoft Windows, by default, if I'm copying a file over a pre-existing file, it will either automatically rename it for us, or it will ask us if we want to overwrite it. In Linux, it doesn't ask by default. By default, it will overwrite. So now if I do again, copy temp test file into documents, the old test file will be overwritten without me even being prompted. One simple way to change that is to use the -i option, which stands for interactive. So now if I type cp-i, the temp test file into documents, Linux will tell me The file exists, do you want to overwrite it? I can either say yes or no and proceed.